Hey, what's up coders, welcome back to my channel. Today we will see how to apply themes in your Flutter application, create custom theme, and what is a theme widget and theme data. So whenever you're working on text widget or an icon, and if you want to add some font or color to it, we try to use the style property and then we add those properties inside it. So you can use this pattern if you're learning Flutter or if you're trying to work on a particular widget and see how it works. You can use this approach. But what if you're working in teams or you're working on a real-time project? You cannot follow this style. So what is the other option available? So in that scenario, you could actually use themes now, which actually includes theme data, so that you have a single point of resource to share across your app. It's like the CSS on web instead of using the inline CSS. And we'll also see few points as to why we have to use this theming. So the first one is it gives you a well-structured project. Second is the reusability, so that you can create it once and use it many times everywhere in your app. And the third one is, say for example, you're developing an app and you want the padding or the spacing to be same throughout the application, and you have loads of developers working on this project. So instead of informing everyone that this is the padding, this is what you got to use, if you define it in your global theme file, if the developers just use that padding, they are following that particular standard. They are going to use the same padding value that you have defined. So that way your project is very structured and you won't have any confusion. All right, to cite the themes with an example, I have created a simple fetch taxi app here in Flutter, which contains a bottom navigation bar with 2 tabs. And the details that I retrieve here are not static. These are JSON data. And the tool that I've used is something called Mokoro. I think I've explained this in one of my videos, how to fetch JSON data and display it in your Flutter application. So this is not a sponsored video from Mokoro, so it is free to try and it's very easy. It gives you a real-time data generation, whether you want JSON or different formats, and it's very simple to create an API in minutes. And I've just used this and displayed the data here. And if you want, I can leave the link of the video where I've explained this tool and how to create everything in detail in the video description. So here I have a simple list view, and here I have my favorites. And in the services, I have, when I click on it, I get the particular service, taxi service details with few of the drivers and the phone. So similar way, when I click on the Lotus Transport, I get the details. So this is a very simple app. Now here we are trying to concentrate how themes work. So if you look at the main file, I'm going to leave the code of this entire app also in the GitHub in the video description. So this is a simple list view builder and displaying the JSON data. So there's nothing fancy. So here I have used a basic theme. So in a moment, I'll show you how to create this, but just to show you as a demo how I can change a single property in one single file rather than changing it in all the files. So I go to basic themes, so where I've defined it, and here I have set the color, primary color. After a few months of building the app, the client changes the mind saying that I want to change the entire app color. I don't want this pink, I want it to be something else. So you don't have to search through the entire application to do that. All you have to do is just change your primary color here, and there you go. So all your bottom bar and your details page, everything gets changed. So all I had to do is just one single change. So that is how efficient if you use custom themes or you have a single repository of your theme file. Or say for example, if they say I don't want this particular font, definitely you can change the font, download the corresponding font and change it here. So it's that easy rather than changing it in your entire application. So today we will see what are the theme properties, how to create the custom themes, and how to come up with this structure so that you have a very well structured project. Alright, so whenever you create or whenever you start a new Flutter project, you are being given with this main.dart file with the title and the theme. Now, what is this theme data here? Now, the theme data is nothing but it holds your color, your typography values of your material design. So that's what you define here. Now, say for example, if I remove this theme entirely, as of now I have a primary color. So wait, I'll quickly build this and show you. Okay, it has this color which has been picked up from here. Now, if I remove this theme entirely, do you think it would work? Now, what is the color it picks up? So let's build this and see how it looks. There you go. I never gave a blue color, but still I can see a color, I can see some fonts, I can see the star color. Now, where is this colors getting picked up? Now, these colors are something that's available in your material app by default. Now, what this theme is all about is the material app already has these themes. You are trying to override these themes as per your requirement. That is what theming is all about. So even if you don't give themes, it will still work, but not as per your requirement. You can still see the default color. So you add the basic theme to give your own styling property. So now we'll see how to create our own themes or how to create the dark theme and a couple of other properties. Alright, so let's start creating a basic theme. So first thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to uncomment this and create this basic theme. Now create a file called theme.dart in any of the location of your folder. So I've created under utils. First import the material package. Now the first thing that you have to do is create a theme data. Now this is the name of your custom name of your theme. So this could be any name of your choice. Next thing, you need to define a text theme. That's very important. This also and here also you can give your own text theme. Now the properties that you define inside this text theme are the ones that would be implied to all the text, heading, title, body title, captions. So for this I'm going to give basic text theme and I'm going to pass a parameter which is called. Inside this there is a very important property called base.copy width. Now what is this copy width does is you're trying to override. Now as I mentioned in your main.dart, if I do not define the theme, it picks up the properties from your material app. Now here what we are doing is we are trying to override it. Now how do we override it? With the help of copy width. So whenever we see this property copy width, that means these properties which are defined inside it are going to get overridden by the ones we are going to define. So first thing, headline. Now throughout my app I want a particular headline. So it could be in my home page or my login page or profile page. I want the headline to be of a particular font family, font size and color. Now how do I do it? It's possible. So define a property called headline, then say base headline and then copy width, because you're overriding it. What are the properties that you want to override? It's not necessary that you have to override all the properties, only the ones that you wish to change. Say for example, I want the font family, the one that I have downloaded, and then I want the font size. So in a minute I'll show you how to get the fonts as well and where you have to update it. And then I'm going to add a color which is colors black. So throughout my app this is what my headline is going to be. Now to get your fonts, all you have to do is go to the Google Fonts, choose the font of your choice. So in my case I'm going to choose this particular font. Select the font. You have this a pop-up window coming up. All you have to do is just download it. Once you download it, you have a zip file, extract it and then save it inside a folder, font, and you can store the font here. So you have regular, black, italic, bold. So you have a lot of style types. So choose the one that you like, and then in your pub spec you have to define this and make sure that these are space sensitive. So if you miss one space, it gives you an error. So try to follow this and then build it. You would be good to use these fonts. So as of now, I've used this. Now, right now, we will try to focus on the heading, and then I'll show you how to add the other properties. Now, once you're done with this, next thing you have to define is a theme. I mean the base. So whenever you must have seen that you have your apps with light and dark mode. So this is the place that you could do it. So once I set it up, I'll show you how this looks. So as of now, I'm going to give a light mode. Then I'm going to return the base.copy, and I'm going to apply the text theme that I have created. Now what's the text theme that I've created? It's the basic text theme. So this have to be defined here. So I'm going to use text theme and then say basic text theme with my base dot text theme. And I'm going to define a primary color. So I'm going to choose a custom color here. And there you go. So there are a couple of other properties also. So first, this is a basic template to create your own theme and see how this looks. So with this basic theme of headline and with the primary color, if I build the application, this is what I get. So I get a light mode with the primary color and the headline with this particular font and black. To show you, okay, now we have defined this. Now there are a couple of things that I want to show. Say for example, I want to change it to dark mode. This is how you do it. So there you go, you get the dark mode. Now I'm going to change it back to the light, and here we have defined the headline. Now how do we implement or how do we add it to our text widget? So to add it to your text widget, this is where my list view is displayed. So you could see that I'm fetching it from the JSON and using a list view builder to build this, and I'm getting the details here. Now if it was the normal way, instead of using the custom one, if it was a normal, then I would have used style, then the font size, color, and the font family. I would have directly added it like an inline CSS. But instead of that, I'm using theme of context text theme. Now this text theme comes from your theme data, text theme dot headline. That's what you see here. So what are the properties? It's text theme and headline. Say if you had a subtitle, it would be text theme subtitle. In fact, theme is an inherited widget, so that whatever you define inside this is available throughout your application. So that's how I have used here. Now if I have another page, say for example, if I have a favorites page, I'm not adding this again there. All I'm doing is I'm defining the style, theme of context, text theme, headline. So I can show that as well. So list view favorite, you can see that the style is again the same. So I'm not defining the styling inside my text widget. So this is one way of defining it. Now we'll see how to add other properties here. So now we have defined the headline. Now let's move on to the title. So here I have defined the title with few properties. Maybe the headline is of a different color and I want a title of a different color. I can define this, and the similar way, like using instead of text theme, okay, I'm going to change here to title, and you can see it changes to green. There you go. So you can see that I've used it in my services. This is a service tab. So you can see all of them change to green. And then you have a couple of other properties. Now say for example you have your app as more than headline and the title. So you have a special page. It could be some kind of an event where you have some special fonts and sizes or color to be used, you do have special properties, and that comes with this. So you have display 4, display 3, display 2, display 1, and it's always suggested that you try to minimize and use these properties itself, and do not try to get too many fonts and too many custom fonts in your too many styling in your app. So it is a best practice to use it within this. So that's why they've given you like 4 extra displays and with a subhead. So try to use them within this. So I'm going to add the rest of the properties. So there you go. So I have used display 1, display 2, caption, body 1, and the title. So my app just required only these few parameters, so I'm just using them. So now next we will see how to work with icon. Alright, so next moving on to the icon theme. If you see that, if you look at the menu bars and these icons, I want them in white. So first thing, this has a darker background, so I want this to be white and I want this to be gray. So there are two different icons I have, but when I say icon theme, it just applies once throughout all the icons in my app. So I'm going to show you how it looks. So first thing, I'm going to say icon theme, and then I'm going to say icon theme data, so that I can add the properties inside it. So the first thing, I want the color to be white, and then I want the size of the icon to be standard throughout my application to be as 20. Alright, so when I build this, you can see that the icon color and the size got updated here, but here if you see, this also got updated because I'm using this is common throughout my app, but I don't want this to be white, I want it to be gray. So now how do I override it? So with the help of the copy with property, I could actually do that. So to do that, I go to the list view, services, that's this page, and this is where my arrows are available, which is the icon button. So if I want to override my existing custom theme, that is change, keep my icon theme the same, but only for this particular icon button, I want it to change to a different, I can do it. So how do I do it is with the help of theme. So I say theme, and then I make this as the child of the theme, and here I'm going to add data. And then I'm going to say theme dot of context copy with. So that means I'm going to say I'm going to override this property. Now inside this, I'm going to change my icon theme settings. So what is the one that I'm going to change? It's the icon theme. And then I have to define again my theme dot of context dot icon theme copy with. So what's the property that I want to change? I just want to change the color. I don't want to change the size. I want to retain it the same. So I'm just going to change the color property from white to gray. This way I'm trying to override my custom theme. And when I build this, you can see that my icon theme is white here, and here my icon theme is gray. So this way you can actually use the copy with property inside your app if you want to change a particular property of your custom theme. And inside this theme, that is the base, I can also add a couple of other properties like my indicator colors, scaffold background color, even my tab bar theme, which I'm going to add it and show you how it works. So you could add a tab bar theme, the label color or the icon color, and the unselected label and icon. So these are some of the basic properties that I've covered in the themes, and this is how you use themes very efficiently in your Flutter application. And yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you like it. If you do like, give it a like and subscribe. And if you find this informative, please do share it. Thank you.